Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 on the TomFM channel. Today, it's a big one. We've got Arsenal in the quarterfinals of the Europa League. Get through this and we could be on for a very successful season. If we don't beat Arsenal, then really there's not a lot to live up for because we're probably also out of the Premier League race now. We'll talk about what's happened in between episodes in just a moment's time, but it's not been brilliant. So the last time you were here, it was a really eventful episode. We have 2 games against Wolfsburg. We went through on away goals into the quarterfinals of the Europa League, and we also lost 2-1 to Everton. Before that, in between episodes, we'd also lost 1-0 to Watford. So our Premier League record hadn't been brilliant. And in the 3 games that we've played since then, they've been a little bit mixed. We started off with a massive 3-1 win against Liverpool. Unfortunately, that wasn't in the league. It was in the FA Cup 6th round. We put out a full-strength lineup pretty much to make sure we try and win that game. So I was kind of happy with that. They put out a full-strength lineup as well, actually, Liverpool. So I was pleased with the way we played to beat them. But it was in the Cup, not the league. So it's not quite as impressive as perhaps it looks. We did win a game in the league, though, because we beat Bournemouth 1-0 with Pogba getting a goal in that one. But last time out, we lost 2-1 to West Ham United. The Claret and Blue scoring a 94th minute winner in a game which they were better than us, really. This wasn't actually planned, but I've just realised I'm wearing, it looks like a West Ham kit. And we're actually playing Aston Villa in today's episode as well, so it looks like I'm wearing an Aston Villa kit as well. It's not, it's, if I can get it up, it's Trabzonspor. I was in Istanbul not long ago and bought a load of football kits there because they were like ridiculously cheap from all the markets. So I got like 4 Turkish clubs from Istanbul, although Trabzonspor aren't from Istanbul, they're from Trabzon, so that didn't really make sense, did it? But yes, I'm wearing claret and blue, which, I mean, it's probably not the best idea for this episode, is it? I always preferred Galatasaray anyway, always preferred Galatasaray. It looks, I'm going to say it looks a bit like Man United colours, but actually it could also be confused for Arsenal colours, so we can't go wrong with Besiktas. We can't go wrong with them because our away kit, I'm sure our away kit, we've got a 3rd kit in black, so let's hope we wear black today. Anyway, what all those results mean is we go into the FA Cup semi-final against Bournemouth, so that will come up very soon. That's a winnable game in my opinion. Obviously, we've got the quarterfinals coming up today against Arsenal. Get through this into the semi-finals. We've got a great chance of winning it then. Premier League, though, the loss we had in between episodes moves us 6 points behind Liverpool and 8 points behind Man City with 6 games to go. I think we are out the running for the title in the Premier League this season, which is really, really unfortunate. However, our aim this season wasn't to win. If we look back at the club vision, if we look to this season, obviously we said we want to win the Europa League and we've got a good chance of doing that still. The board said they wanted an FA Cup semi-final. We're there right now, so we've passed that. And they wanted us to qualify for the Champions League. And as it stands right now, I think we are pretty much guaranteed to qualify for the Champions League. Nothing about winning the league, so I'm very happy with that. I think we've met the targets very well this season. Obviously, we might not get Europa League win, but we're obviously going to try our hardest to get there. But we've met the targets very well this season, which I'm very pleased with. Now, for the first game against Man United, we're putting out a full-strength lineup. De Gea in goal, Shaw, Tanzabe, Aya and Wan-Bissaka in the back line. We'll talk about Tanzabe in a second. But Pogba, Partey, Rashford, Mata and Bernardeschi in that sort of midfield/attacking midfield trio. And Mason Greenwood leading the line. He is doing well, scoring some goals, up to 13 now in all competitions. The top scorer in all of Manchester United. We've got to start him. Now, the reason I'm starting Tanzabe over Harry Maguire is because I've looked at this and my assistant manager keeps telling me every news article that comes through telling me to suggest a team, he always says put Tanzabe in over Maguire, but I'm like, no, Maguire's better. But I've been looking at this and actually Tanzabe is as good as Harry Maguire according to his ability, with a little bit more potential actually as well. But also, crucially, his overall happiness is happy, so that's going to affect him on the football pitch slightly better than Maguire's only slightly happy. And Maguire is one of the worst performers in training at the moment, with Tanzabe one of the best. So I do feel like actually Tanzabe probably is the better player to go for. So that's who we're going to go for in today's game against Arsenal. Come on, let's win it. Interesting. Relatively defensive formation there from Arsenal. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come. Hopefully we have 20 shots to their 1 shot and you can guarantee they'll win the game 1-0 or something like that. But if they're sitting back a bit, maybe that means they're worried about us, which plays into our hands a little bit. Interestingly, they've left players like Pepe and Mesut Ozil on the bench. Obviously, they're sort of playing a more defensive formation. They can't really get them onto the pitch, I'd imagine, but that's interesting, leaving those two players out. Of course, they still have Lacazette and Aubameyang up front, who are two world-class players. So we've got to be careful for them as Aubameyang comes forward and shows why he's a very good pacey player. Luckily, it's offside, so that's okay. My prediction, though, was pretty right. We are dominating proceedings so far in terms of key stats. One shot for Arsenal now, but it's resulted in nothing in this first half. That's the one highlight we've had was an offside shot from their man. So, to be fair, if we can draw 0-0 here today or just not let Arsenal score, I'm not too fussed because I do think we've got the ability to score some goals, but having to go to their place to do it in their stadium, now that could be... It could be a little bit of a worry. Lacazette comes through, putting a shot just wide. We just need one goal in today's game. One goal in today's game. That could give us the important advantage, and that could be it. As Tunzabe, hits the crossbar from the free kick there. In behind the defence perfectly from that free kick. Can't quite get it in the back of the net. We're coming forward once again, but we can't seem to do it. Come on, boys. I believe in you. I believe in you. We might bring Everton onto the pitch in a minute. He started well, but has sort of, coasted the past few games and not played brilliantly well. So we've put Rashford on instead for him as Greenwood is through. Oh, and he's hit the post now. And those are the fine margins that we could be talking about next game when we lose to Arsenal, for example. If we lose 1-0, we could say, well, look, we've hit the post twice in the first leg. If we'd just been a little bit more clinical, we could easily be through to the semi-finals. I don't want to be ruining those mistakes. Arsenal looking to come forward. Lacazette through this time. Lacazette. De Gea. Just about makes a save. Wan-Bissaka covers it and strangely passes it back to De Gea, which I thought was a little bit odd. But Rashford's going to come off and Everton is going to come on the pitch. Greenwood has not played brilliantly, so we're going to trust Martial to try and do something out there. Make a change up top. Hopefully, fresh legs up there will do some good. We'll show some passion. I mean, look at those stats. We are dominating. We need to capitalise on this because it could be more. Well, it will be more tricky at their place. I still think we're the better side, but it will be more tricky as it's Pogba's shot deflected and saved wonderfully by Leno there. I've got to say, Arsenal really holding on. We're just lacking that little bit of oh my god, how am I going to say this? Clinicality. I've got to leave it in. You can probably laugh at me, but you could also be laughing at this result. 0-0. 19 shots to 4 shots. You were unlucky out there tonight. We'll say that for now. We don't want to get them too down. We don't want to upset the morale too much, especially off a defeat and now a draw. Now, we could be playing Tottenham or Arsenal in the semi-final. I do remember that from last time, and they drew 0-0 with Ajax. All draws, actually, so it's all going to be settled next time around. But as the news article says, Man United missed chance to win. We had all the shots. We've hit the post twice. I think we could be ruining this. If we look at the positives, we didn't concede. We've kept a clean sheet. No away goals for Arsenal. So that is positive. Next up, though, our attention has to shift onto this Aston Villa game. We need to be performing against them. Obviously, we're not quite out of a title race yet, but we may as well be out of it. Although, as Liverpool, Liverpool won. They're 9 points ahead. Man City now 11 points ahead. I mean, we've got to keep winning if we want to be in it still. We are miles ahead of Tottenham, 11 points ahead of Tottenham and things like that. So I'm not worried about us not finishing in the top 4. But if we want to try and achieve a little bit more, we've got to be beating Villa today. But we want to rest the players, obviously. So we're going to pick a more rotated side out there. So Greenwood stays up front, which I'm happy with, actually. I think he'll be all right up there. Martial, Lingard, Daniel James, Goretzka, McTominay, Tanzabe, Ayer, Dalot, Young. Let's take Ayer out for Harry Maguire because he's looking tired. I want to give him a rest as well. Tanzabe is also a little bit tired, but we'll leave him on the pitch for now. There we go. That's the team. Kick-off is upon us, and, well, I think it'll be okay. I mean, we've had to rotate. I mean, obviously, I want to win things in the league, but now considering we are 9 points and 11 points behind, respectively, what a goal from Lingard, to be fair. Where's he been all season if he can do things like that? His 6th goal of the season, this is by Martial. He's got as many goals this season as Martial. Just shows how poor Martial's been this season. But that was a cracking goal. The point I was about to make was, considering we are 9 and 11 points behind City, respectively now, we're not going to win the Premier League title. We need to shift all our attention to the FA Cup and to the Europa League to make sure we win something. So I would actually rather play weakened lineups in the league and really go for it in the Europa League and the FA Cup. I feel like that's maybe what we should be doing. It's just a shame that we've lost a couple games in there, whereas Liverpool and Man City have kept that momentum going and they've managed to get a few more wins under their belt. I mean, where we've lost, they've carried on going, and you can see why they are the two best teams in the league. We've faltered a little bit. Just we've got a little bit of lack of squad depth and we're not really quite there up top or at the back, whereas these two clubs are. We'll get there next season though. We're going to make some big signings over summer and I think we should be rivaling City and Liverpool next season. But we are 1-0 up against Villa right now, which is a very good position to be in. Also just noticed that Arsenal are 2-0 up as well against whoever they're playing. So that's interesting as well. Clearly, they have stepped things up and it makes me a little bit worried going into the tie against them. They know that one goal will do it, but then again, one goal for us will do it. So it's still very much in the balance. I hate these kind of situations. Like last episode against Wolfsburg when we were 2-1 down. I really did not like that situation. But Greenwood can't quite get on the end of that cross. Martial now having another go. Diego Dalot into Lingard. Lingard, McTominay, Diego Dalot. Come on, lad. Into James. McTominay putting it wide. We get in these great positions. Recently, in recent weeks, we've not scored that many. I mean, we scored 3 against Liverpool. But other than that, not scoring that many goals, which is a little bit of a worry. I think next game, we drop Greenwood to the bench and we start Rashford up front. Everton on the left. Bernardeschi on the right. Mata back in the middle. I think that might be the attacking force to go for. I think that could potentially be the most effective strike force that we've got, as Aston Villa looking to grab something out of today's game. They are nowhere near safe from relegation. They're only 4 points clear as it stands right now. So a goal for them as Trezeguet does get it in the end, hits the post first, gets the next one in. I didn't realise Sergio. This is the thing. I'm telling my assistant manager to do all the rotations. I forgot Sergio Romero would be swapped in goal for De Gea, so that's an issue on my part. If De Gea was there, perhaps he would have saved that. But that's an important goal for Aston Villa as it puts them a point closer to safety. But of course, we want to get the win here today. If we don't get the win against Aston Villa, we can really just kiss goodbye to winning a Premier League. So show some passion, lads. Grab a goal as Diogo Dalot into Daniel James. Back to Dalot. Come on, lad. In the middle. Go on. Sort it out. Not quite what I was thinking of. So it's not really worked out, today's game. I mean, we have rotated massively. We are playing a second string side there, and we've only just been pegged back by Villa, but I don't know. I would have liked to have seen us go on. It pretty much confirms we are not going to be winning the Premier League title this season. We're 10 points behind City with, 5 games to go? It's not going to happen. Oh, I tell you what, though. I've just noticed Arsenal and... Where is it? Arsenal and Bournemouth coming up. Then, next 2 games, big games. I was thinking doing them in another episode tomorrow, but actually, if we do that in a separate episode, then we've got another episode for the semi-final, and then, even if we do both episodes in one final, that takes us through to Tuesday, I think, which then means we've then got 6 episodes to do a whole nother season, and we're in the Champions League, and I'd rather not do that. So, what we're going to do, we're going to do both these games now, Arsenal and Bournemouth, in today's episode. Don't say I never treat you, all right? Don't say I never treat you, because I'm treating you now. So back to the Arsenal game. Assistant manager, do it again for me. He's picking this team, but I want Rashford up front instead, and I want Everton on the wing. That is full straight. That's pretty much what we have. We want Thomas Partey on the pitch, not McTominay as well. That's the lineup that I want going into this Arsenal game. It's the best lineup I think we've possibly got. We've got to do it. We've got to grab the win here today. Obviously, we can draw with them or win, because obviously a 1-1 draw, 2-2 draw, whatever, we'll have away goals. So any score draw is absolutely fine by me. Any win is fine by me. So we've got a better chance of qualifying than Arsenal do right now, which is good for us as Guendouzi gets the tackle in there. So we're playing in the black kit. I'm wearing black, which is good. But Aubameyang gets tackled. Okay, good. Right, no goal there for Arsenal. Keep calm, boys. Keep calm. What's this? That's a weird highlight. Nothing important there. Right. I mean, I'm saying to them, keep calm. I'm the one that's going a bit crazy right now. Arsenal's body language is focused, which you hate to see. Although Rashford gets on the end of a loose ball there, plays it back to Everton, who... Okay. Tanzabe, I'm trusting you here. I'm letting you play instead of Harry Maguire because training-wise, you're playing better. Morale-wise, you're better. According to assistant manager, you're as good as him anyway. So that's why I'm trusting you. That wasn't good enough as Arsenal still coming forward. Pogba gets rid of it. But so far it's Arsenal looking the more dangerous side here, and that worries me a lot. Arsenal are dominating us. We dominated that first leg, whereas Arsenal today doing absolute magic. Passionate. It's time to dig in, give everything you've got. Why is no one reacted? Oh, if there's ever a time to react, that was the time, and no one seemed to bother. Right. 45 minutes to really nail this on as Rashford comes forward on the ball. All we have to do is grab one goal. One goal will do it, boys. That's all we need. Channel your inner Wolfsburg at home, please, because we scored the one goal there and we won on away goals. We need one goal here, and Everton can't do it, and Guendouzi is coming forward, and the ball to Aubameyang is a very, very good ball, and his body's arriving. That, though, was a fantastic challenge. Referee's going to VAR about this, and Tanzabe, lad, it was a good tackle. It was a perfectly good tackle. What's the referee doing? This is the suspense I wanted. No penalty. You love to see it. Thank you, VAR. See, in other VAR decisions in previous games, we've had no suspense like that whatsoever, and it just seems a bit rushed and a bit annoying. There was a suspense, because that would have meant everything. That's got my heart racing, which is a little bit embarrassing to say, but it did. And we've got another chance, maybe. No Mustafi on the ball for Arsenal. Up to Smith Rowe, or Smith Rowe, depending on how you want to say it. He puts it in, though. And this guy called Saka, who's another player I've not heard of before. I mean, obviously, I need to brush up on my Arsenal player names, but they've scored the goal now. And they are winning. Now, if we can grab one goal, we'll go through on away goals, which is beautiful. But this Arsenal side, well, they've looked very strong defensively so far. This is just highlight in the second half. We're in the 52nd minute still. Feels like we should be like in the 90th. We've still got plenty of time to actually grab an equaliser. I was getting a bit worried thinking it was so late in the second half, but it's not. We've just had a ridiculous amount of highlights as Bernardeschi on the ball, in towards Pogba, up to Everton in space. Now run forward, put the cross in, straight onto Rashford's head, or onto Thomas Partey's head, or Bernardeschi's head, or anyone, please. Wan-Bissaka gets one back for us. We're back in the tie. And as things stand, if we draw, it's gone to VAR again. And it's been disallowed. There's no suspense there. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's goal disallowed. Offside, apparently. You hate to see it. And Mata's not played brilliantly, so let's bring another striker on. Okay, let's bring Greenwood. On the pitch you go, lad. Advance forward, on attack. Rashford, be a complete forward on support. Have a go at that. Come on. Come on, lads. We'll also go very attacking as well. Everyone's fired up by the feedback. We just need one goal. One goal will do it. And, I don't know if we're going to do it or not. Pogba across to Bernardeschi. Great pass. Kieran Tierney with a great tackle, though. And it's Aubameyang through, forward. If he scores this, it's it. That's it. That's Europa League over, surely. Surely that is the Europa League over. You hate to see it, but it's happened, I think. I don't know how we're going to grab 2 goals out of this now. That's the thing. Grabbing 2 goals. Partey off, Goretzka on. Martial on for Rashford. I don't know if that'll do anything. Be more of a false 9 or something like that. 15 minutes to score 2 goals. Demand more. You know, if anyone can do it, we can do it. But 5 minutes now left on the clock. 5 minutes to save our lives as Wan-Bissaka into Bernardeschi, back to Wan-Bissaka. In the middle, cleared, short. Goretzka has got one back. But is this just too little, too late? One more goal will do it. If we grab an equaliser, that will do it. Come on. I don't even want to watch. There's a highlight straight from kickoff. Okay, let's watch this then. Boys, come on. Please, great tackle there. And we're coming forward. Bernardeschi, across. Please, better passes than that as Kieran Tierney comes forward on the ball. It's up towards Smith Rowe, who's got there first. De Gea with a great double save there. I think actually the second one hit the post, actually, not a double save. Demand more. Demand more. 4 minutes to go. Please. Lads, Guendouzi doesn't get it, and it's cleared, but it's going straight to Arsenal. Or is it? No, Greenwood. What desire that was. Greenwood is absolutely clattered, though, but does win a free kick. Now, does this free kick change anything? Bernardeschi into the middle. Martial, so close yet so far. And another highlight. They keep coming thick and fast. Aya on the ball. Oh, what has he done there? De Gea is keeping us in this game. There's 3 minutes of added time now to play. Another highlight. Oh my God. Right. Everton coming forward on the ball. He's actually come through very well there. Don't show me highlights. Don't show me highlights if that's what they're doing. And the clock ticks and ticks. And Arsenal win it 2-1. Heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking that we find ourselves knocked out of the Europa League at the quarter-final stage when really we thought we could go on to win it. We've got nothing to play for in Europe, nothing to play for in the Premier League. I can guarantee now we're going to get absolutely shafted by Bournemouth and that's season over then, isn't it? That's the season bloody over. Oh well, it doesn't matter. We've still got a lot to play for. It was also the potential, I suppose, of a North London derby in the semi-finals, although Ajax go and beat Tottenham, so that's not an issue. Okay, we have to get over it. It's a bit depressing, isn't it? But it's happened now. It's happened. And we go on now. We go on to do the FA Cup semi-final against Bournemouth, which has come round very quickly. The players are going to be absolutely knackered for it as well, which doesn't particularly help. Although saying that, it's not that bad. They're in the low 90s. We'll stick it out, I think. Harry Maguire come back on and the lot on the bench, please. Let's give Greenwood a chance up front instead of Rashford, who couldn't score last game. Pogba off, Goretzka on because Pogba's tired. Luke Shaw off for Dalot because he's tired. Other than that, we'll keep it as it was. Come on. Let's try and redeem ourselves. Let's get to an FA Cup final and win something this season. Right, kickoff's upon us, but very early on, there's a corner for Bournemouth, which has been cleared by Harry Maguire. But Bournemouth still looking pretty strong. Obviously, they want to get to their first ever FA Cup final, but I just want to win a bit of silverware this season. I can't. I'm really gutted that we're knocked out of the Europa League. I'm not too fussed about the actual Premier League because we weren't expected to win it this season as much as I wanted to. We weren't expected to win it. Top four is what we wanted, so top four is what we've got, I would say, pretty much. I can't see us dropping out of it now. But I was convinced that we were going to win the Europa League, and to not even make the semi-finals is frustrating. So I do want to win the FA Cup, as Bernardeschi puts it across to Greenwood but doesn't quite get there. I'd rather just see this game go by quickly now. I just want to get it over with and just focus now on the rest of the season. Obviously winning this and then going on to the final. And then focusing on the transfers for next season. I've got some players earmarked for transfers that I want to bring in. And obviously we'll be in the Champions League next season, as Mata just puts his shot wide of the post. We'll be in the Champions League next season. And I think for us, that could be massive. I think with the additions that I want to bring in, we could go on to win a Champions League next season. And there's no reason why we couldn't. Obviously, I've said that this season about the Europa League, and that's not happened. But that's how I feel about the Champions League next season. I think we can really challenge for the Premier League. I think building on what we've done this season is really impressive. So I think we have got a great chance next season with the right additions to win a Premier League and a Champions League. I don't know why I've taken so long to say that. I've probably said it several times as we've been watching this highlight just go on and on and on as Goretzka into Thomas Partey, Wan-Bissaka in the area. Bernardeschi, Mata does finally put it in the back of the net to make it 1-0 to Manchester United. One hand into the final. We've got 70 minutes now to ensure we don't concede and actually get there. If we do get to the final, we'll be doing that as a premiere tomorrow at what day would it actually be? What day would that be? Because I'm recording this early, you see, so I'm a few days ahead of you. So this is episode 11, isn't it? So Monday the 11th, I think, when the final could come out. Which, yeah, we'll do it 8 o'clock on Monday night. Unless, of course, you're watching this on... I can't remember what day. Either way, tomorrow, whenever this comes out, tomorrow, 8 o'clock in the evening, UK time, we will do the premiere. Providing we win, though, of course. As Greenwood puts it in the back of a net. Surely we can't lose this now. We should be going to an FA Cup final. And we'll do that as a premiere tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So come at 8 o'clock. We'll watch it live together, sort of thing. And you can comment live as well. And you can live all these highs and lows with me as we go into the FA Cup final. As long as Bournemouth don't score 3 now. Well, that was a good goal. It just seemed like a highlight for Bournemouth was going nowhere because they had like 3 corners in a row. So like I commentated on the first 2 and then just sort of stopped for this third one. But no, they scored from the third one. It's a fantastic goal, to be fair. 2-1 just before half-time. Pegs us back a little bit, but I do have faith in the boys to go out there and actually win it. Oh, you hate to see this. You hate to see this. De Gea with a good save. Being honest with you, I'm trying not to talk too much because I've realised this is now going to be a very long episode, potentially over half an hour, which is, in my opinion, far too long for a YouTube video. Far too long to... If you're still here at this point, congratulations. Like, this is a long time to concentrate on a single video. I appreciate we've done 4 games, which is a lot, as Everton's goal is miles offside there, so that is going to be disallowed. Why is that even going to VAR? Because it was miles offside. Yeah, it doesn't need to go to VAR. It was miles offside. Dalot, injured. Didn't realise that. We should probably take him off the pitch, though. Bring Luke Shaw back on for him. And perhaps even bring Martial on for Greenwood. I know he scored a goal today, but I want to rest him up for the next few league games as well. I know we've got one coming up in the next couple of days or so. So I don't want to tire him out too much if he's the guy scoring goals for us. But the highlight continues, and we've given the ball away to Bournemouth, who are coming forward with it. And if they equalise now, I'm going to be eating my words from earlier saying let's do a Premier tomorrow, as they came close. Bernardeschi on the ball, loses it, and it's coming. It's coming. The equaliser's coming. Callum Wilson, De Gea, how many times this season has he saved us? It's no wonder he is, I'm going to say it now, the best goalkeeper in the world. And again, ball forward is good. And again, De Gea, just, I love him. What a fantastic player he is. And thanks to David De Gea, and also goals from Mata and Greenwood, we are progressing into the FA Cup final. So all my talk earlier on about doing a Premier tomorrow wasn't in vain, I should say. We are in the FA Cup final, and we will do it tomorrow as a Premier. So make sure you're here tomorrow at 8 o'clock UK time for the FA Cup final, which is currently against unknown. Who have we actually got potentially? Oh, it's Arsenal. Arsenal v West Ham. When are they playing that game? Are they playing that in the next couple of days or so? They're playing that tomorrow, because on the 19th. So I can guarantee Arsenal will win it. They'll also pip us to third place in the table as well. And I could also see us... They'll go on to win the Europa League as well, won't they? Is that what I meant to say? They'll win the FA Cup, they'll win the Europa League, they'll beat us to third place, and I'll just sit in a corner and cry. I can already feel it happening. No, it's not going to happen because West Ham won on penalties, which puts us heavy favourites, I think, for the final. Heavy favourites for the final. So unless anything dramatic happens in the next 5 league games or so, I don't think there's any point really showing them. If we look at the league table, we are 13 points behind Man City now, 9 points behind Liverpool. We're not winning the title. We're not going to win it. So unless they lose every single game, we win every single game, we're not winning the title. So I don't think we'll bother with any more of these Premier Division games. We're going to go straight into the FA Cup final next time around. We are more than capable of getting champion. We're 11 points clear of Tottenham, so we're not going to drop out the top 4 either. So we are finishing either 3rd or 4th this season. I'll update you on that next episode. But next time around, FA Cup final, you love to see it. So thank you very much for watching today's episode. I'll see you then. Have a good one. Goodbye.